German football prince of Nigerian descent, Karim Adeyemi, at the Maracana Jegunle Football Center. Not even
the war between Israel and Hamas is now in its 12th week. As the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, the center of the war, grows, Israel is reportedly pressing on with its bombardment of the Strip, with the latest attacks reported in the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza and Khan Yunis in the south. Palestinian authorities say there's been heavy shelling across several cities in Gaza, where the health ministry says 18 people were killed in a strike on a house in the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza, as other targets were hit across the Strip.
Conflict.
The head of the World Health Organization, Tedros Ghebreyesus, says there is an urgent need for a realistic humanitarian corridor to stem what he describes as famine looming in Gaza due to the blockage of free access to food and other critical supplies. He adds that medics also need to have free movement to avert the spread of diseases. On his part, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the way Israel is waging war on Gaza has created massive obstacles for the delivery of humanitarian aid to the war-torn territory.
More than 500,000 people, a quarter of the population, are facing what experts classify as catastrophic levels of hunger. 4 out of 5 of the hungriest people anywhere in the world are in Gaza, and clean water is at a trickle. In these desperate conditions, it is little wonder that many people cannot wait for humanitarian distributions and are grabbing whatever they can from aid trucks. As I warned, public order is at risk of breaking down.
The UN Children's Fund, UNICEF, has warned that at least 10,000 children aged under 5 years face life-threatening malnutrition in Gaza. Despite international pressure, Israel's foreign ministry says the country will continue the war against Hamas until the release of all hostages and the elimination of the militant group. Meanwhile, strikes are reportedly continuing along the Israeli-Lebanon border, with Israel's Air Force attacking locations in southern Lebanon in what they say are operations against Hezbollah infrastructure. Hezbollah fighters are also targeting northern Israel with missiles.
We're still talking about raging wars. Let's move to Ukraine, where President Volodymyr Zelensky and military officials say the nation's military shot down 3 Russian planes. The downing of the Russian fighter bomber planes on the southern front is being hailed by the Ukrainian government as a success in the 22-month-old war. The Russian military made no mention of the incident, but Russian bloggers acknowledged the loss, and analysts are suggesting U.S.-supplied Patriot missiles had probably been used. President Zelensky has commended the Odessa region anti-aircraft unit for downing the planes in Kherson region of the country, which was occupied in the first days of Moscow's February 2022 invasion. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has announced that his government would step up efforts to contain irregular migration flows ahead of a high-level U.S. visit next week. The migration situation will be